Okay guys, we're back at the rear of the boat here where the intermediate housing is. Our paint job yesterday went quite well. Everything looks pretty good. I'm quite happy with it. Again, it was nothing special. I don't expect this to last a super long time or anything, but this is just going to help keep this intermediate housing life up. So that's why we did it. I got to take this little piece of tape out real quick, but that's about it. But today what we're going to do is we're going to actually put in a new transom seal. This is one of the most important parts of these inboard-outboard boats. This is 90% of the reason why these things sink is because of a bad transom seal. So that's why we're replacing it. Honestly, this one was in somewhat good condition, but right here, this rubber's starting to get pretty hard and stuff. And if a crack happens in that and starts letting water in, that's no bueno. So what we're going to do is we're going to strip this off, extract this screw that broke yesterday. I got some new stainless screws. And then we're going to take this off, clean where the old one has come up to, you know, with the old 5200 and stuff. We're going to clean all that old 5200 off, make a nice clean surface, degrease the surface. And then inside here, inside the boat, is actually a ring, like a hose clamp that we have to loosen up, and then this thing should pop right off. We will put the new one back on, dry fit it, make sure it's all good, put the 5200 on, and then cap it back. So, and good thing is, we went ahead and repainted the transom seal ring. The backside is primed and everything, so everything should be nice and dandy. And we'll get this back on. Okay, you probably can't see it quite well, but right there is the band and the seal that comes onto the intermediate housing, and there's a little screw there that I gotta turn. So we're gonna get in there. Hopefully it's not too tight of access to get this baby in here, and loosen that up real quick. Okay guys, the old transom seal's off, and it's a good thing we took it off because right when I moved it, it made a crack. I mean, just when I started moving it around, so that means it was pretty much at the end of its life. So right now what we got to do is extract this screw, take this old band off. We've got a new one, we ordered one. Clean off all the 5200 and slap the new one on. Let's do it. Okay, so we have cleaned off all the old 5200, extracted that broken screw out of there. And so now what I've done is, this is the new seal, okay? Here's the old seal and the old band that I took off. What I did was, a little dirt got on it, but I put this metal cap ring on the seal first, okay? It's big enough to get over the intermediate housing. So, and this rubber is new enough where it's pliable and it won't split or anything. So I put the ring on it first, lined up all the holes so that I know my holes are lined up. And then I fit the seal on. What I did was I came from the bottom first, put the hole through the trim tab gears, went over this pivot cap here, and then over this pivot cap here. Honestly, it'd probably be easier if I did this pivot cap first, then to that. But like I said, everything's pliable enough. It went on just fine. You don't have to put the rubber on first, then this. It just makes it a lot easier to line up the holes right away from the beginning. And now all we have to do is put on the new band. This is the old one. We'll take the new band out of the parts box, put the new band on, tighten it nice and firm, and then what we're going to do is put our 5200 on our seal and the boat, both sides. Clean off that before we put the 5200 on, glob that stuff on, and then we're going to screw it. So it'll be a corner, 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 corner. We're just going to put it around and make sure everything gets 5200, make sure it's oozing out a bit, wipe it down, put a nice seal, because this, like I said, is the most important part of the boat here. Also, one thing to note, when working with this transom seal, I know when I first took this off, we started inside here, and I took it off that way. Just happened to be that it was a good position, I could do that, but the easier way to get to it is through just the side. The intermediate housing pokes out a bit, and you can totally get your hand and tool in there, no problem. So, you know, for future reference, when somebody else does this, when you're watching this video, see how to do it a little bit easier than I did from right there. So that's about it. We've got everything on. We've got the new band on. and everything's clean, ready to go. I'm going to clean this down with brake cleaner and degreaser and stuff like that, boat side and on the transom seal side, so that the surface is nice and clean. We're going to plaster on our 5200 here, which is this 3M 5200. And the reason we're doing this before we put the drive on is this stuff takes 7 days to fully cure. So that'll give me about a week to strip and paint the drive, put it back together, come back next week and throw it on. So that's what we're going to do. So let's go ahead. We're going to plaster this 5200 on. My tripod broke, so I'm not going to videotape me doing it, but we're going to get a bead here, and then also make sure to circle around all the screw holes and stuff. And I want to go into the same old screw holes, so we're all good. These are more than okay to do it. They hold the screws just fine, so will be no problem. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get this stuff on here. Okay, so the new transom seal is in, guys. As you can see, got a little oozure, which is what we wanted, and then I just took a rag and beaded it all the way around. We got some excess and stuff, but I'm not too worried. I can just, you know, rub it off and stuff once it dries off that paint. And we're going to be repainting this boat pretty soon in the future here anyway, so I'm not really tripping. But what I really want is to get enough 5200 in the seal. I'm not worried about any water getting into this. We've got that band nice and tight. We've got this thing on. We've got the 5200 oozed out nicely. Everything's sitting right, so I'm really happy with this. And we will finish up this project. So we got all that stuff repainted. We got that thing repainted, intermediate housing repainted, got the seal on. So I'm really happy here. And like I said, when you screw this on, what I did was I put the 5200 on boat side and on seal side. This was already on there. I had poked the screws through, kept them in the holes, lined them all up, and then I went corner, 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 middle, 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 corner, 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 corner. You know, just do it like cross pattern, just like you do your car tires or something like that, because you want this to be evenly spread and stuff like that. So if you take all those necessary steps, you shouldn't have any problems. So we won't know for sure that this is watertight. I mean, I'm quite confident in it, but we won't know for sure until we put it in the water when we put this drive back on. So that'll be the day. Alright guys, thanks for watching part 3 of the Skipjack restoration here and the new transom seal. I might actually come back and tighten that a little bit, but anyways, thanks for watching this video. And as you guys have seen if you watched the last video, we got our first donation for this project. So the first plaque is going to be going up on the boat, and I just want to put it out there for people who come new to the series, stuff like that. If you guys want to donate to this project, I run a youth fishing and hunting group. This is what this boat is being used for, is for that group. That's why I'm restoring it. So if you guys want to help out on the project, you guys can donate through Venmo, PayPal, etc. All the info will be down below, or you can just contact me and stuff like that. We're also looking for company sponsors. We've had Standard Horizon already step in and give us some discounts on some new VHF equipment and stuff like that, so really great to have them on board. My buddy, longtime friend, first donator, so really this project is really moving along, and I'm really grateful for everybody who's been helping out, not just this project but the youth group and this channel in general. So we'll see you on the next video. Talk to you.